Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, gals and pals, holes and poles. We are doing another pack opening today. We finally hit the 10,000 coin mark, meaning we get to open some March of the Machine Aftermath. We also got, let's see here, we also got 2 packs of regular March of the Machine, so we're going to go ahead and open those today. So that's going to be a total of 12 packs. So that's coolio. Also, we got a mastery thing, so let's see, what are we... how long until this is? 21 days? You know, I was thinking, maybe we won't be doing this one. I was thinking maybe we go along and try and get some of this. Maybe I save up over the next 2 weeks and try and get to the 3,400 mark, which is how many coins? 600? I need 600 to get 3,400. But I just don't think I'm gonna make it along here far enough to like reward us with everything that I am interested in. Like if we could get here and get all this stuff, maybe. Where are we? We're level 36 here. Actually, we're not that far away. Not that far away, are we? Huh. We'll see. We'll see. If I can get the coins up to it, we might do some sealed not constructed. Yeah, we'll do some sealed. Yeah, steel constructed. So we'll do some drafts. And but let's go ahead and do the mastery tree. So we're going along the black here. So we got the Yargle sleeves, which is cool. I think we're gonna go ahead and finish off. Yeah, I want that shielded alternate art. Look at that. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So we'll grab this. No, oh, we didn't get this yet. My bad. Now we're getting this. So we're getting the Yargle and Matani sleeves. That one's pretty cool. I didn't even realize oh, that is so... It's kind of creepy. Matani is, like, wrapped around Yargle. It's kind of hard to see him here. But yeah, he is. That's really weird. But kind of cool at the same time. I kind of like these combinations. This one is one of my favorite. I can't remember, but it's with the beast, the Gitrog monster. What's her name? Damn it, I always forget her name lately. But it's the 2/1 first striking 2-drop white. That makes your makes non-creature spells cost 1 more. I don't know too many of the other ones. This one looks like it's from Kaladesh. Is that Ball Reel? Ball something? Ball Reel? Oh. It looks like Hazaret and somebody. That's from the school set. I don't know them. So, unfortunately, I don't think we'll get... Obviously, we're not going to get all these. I think you don't get all of them unless you have bought the Season Pass thing. So, but we should 2 more, and we'll get to Shieldred. So at least we'll get Shieldred's card art. I like that alternate art. They're like, I think that's their alternate art, right? Oh no, this isn't their alternate art. This is their, this is the March of the Machines version. So the ones I'm thinking of is the other version, is the 4-drop version. Where she deals 2 damage to each opponent when they draw a card, and you gain 2 life when you draw a card. But this is still a pretty cool card. I love the art on this. Look at that art. That is cool. What is she like hovering over? Anyways, I don't know. I love that art though. Ryan Pancoast. I know it's in like a 3D kind of thing, but she's like she's not her. She looks like she's missing her lower half of her body, her spider body. She looks almost like the Borg Queen kind of going on. She's got that Borg Queen thing going on. When she enters the battlefield, each opponent sacks a non-token creature or planeswalker. 5 mana, exile her, then return to the battlefield. Still sorcery speed, but then the true scriptures. For each opponent, destroy up to 1 target creature or planeswalker that player controls. Chapter 2, each opponent discards 3 cards and mills 3 cards. And then Chapter 3, put all creature cards from all graveyards onto the battlefield under your control. Exile the scriptures, the true scriptures, then return it to the battlefield. So then we get her back. So 5 mana transformed. I mean, obviously you get player, and then you got it. So it's 10 mana to basically get the backside. But you can player as a 4/5 creature, and then the next turn flipper for 5 mana. Oh no! Activate only as a sorcery. Oh, I didn't realize there was a cost, and only if an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. Oh, that's not hard. 8 or more cards in graveyard. Yeah. So, I mean, I could play this in my Demur Rogues deck, easy, as a copy or two. But anyways, but yeah. So that's what eventually we're gonna get. So hopefully, we'll at least get one. I'm hoping to go for this next. These Gitrog sleeves. Oh, it's Thalia right there. My bad. It's Thalia. I didn't realize the name was up here. So Thalia and the Gitrog, and we got Baral. So I was right about that. Baral and Kari Zev, Jeru and Hazaret, Zamone and Dinah. I don't know those two. Well, Dinah I do. I saw a card. I've gotten Dinah's card, the fancy art of her. So maybe if we play enough, we'll get to Thalia and Gitrogs. That means we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But Invasion of Dominaria. Enters the battlefield, you gain 4 life and draw a card. Wait, Invasion of Theros. Invasion of Dominaria. Elish Norn. Alright, so let's go to the store. Let's go ahead and pick up our March of the Machines, Aftermath. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully this will stay around and it won't go away after the Aftermath is done. That way we can continue to get the Joel Rail. This is like either a mini set or something. I'm still not sure. So we got, what is this? We got for regular Phyrexia, March of the Machines. Oh, I didn't even notice this. They have a 45 pack version. Oh, they have a 45 pack version for 4,500 coins. Huh. Where you get one card. Okay. Interesting. We'll think about that in the future. But I like the Mythic packs for 1,300. It's pretty worth it. You get lots of double. When I bought it, I got over 50% of the packs had double rares. Or double Mythics, I should say. Alright, let's snag this. Are we gonna buy? There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Wait, what's that? I got a bonus rare? What's going on here? Sorry, Oh, okay, so we got the card art style. Oh, okay, so we got it gives you card art style and the card. All right, okay. You know, I'll be fair. I thought it was just getting the card art style there for a second. So, Joel Rail, Voice of Zhalfir. So is this, what's his name's? I keep, the blue-white planeswalker, the black blue-white planeswalker. Like, he's black. I'm terrible with names. See, I couldn't even remember Thalia's a second ago, and I played with Thalia quite a bit. One of the Thalias. What is... I played with Raven Inspector. I wonder if it's his wife. I could be wrong though. But anyways, it's Voice of Zhalfir because he made Zhalfir disappear into the void to protect it from the Phyrexians, I believe. But I could have my lore mixed up a little bit. So she is 2 green-blue. At the beginning of combat on your turn, up to 1 target land you control becomes an XX green and blue bird creature with flying haste till end of turn, where X is the number of cards in your hand. It's still a land. Whenever a land creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. I think that's pretty good. It triggers on your turn. It has haste. I know its power and toughness is equal to the number of cards in your hand. So, like, if you play, like, if you top decker and player, like... So, actually, it's not a May ability. When target land you control becomes an XX green and blue creature with flying and haste till end of turn, where X is the number of cards in your hand. It's still a land. So, yeah, it's not a May ability. So, I don't think she's actually bad. I think she would be a decent card, but you can't play if she's the only card in hand. You cannot play her because then your lands will turn into 0/0s because you'll have no cards in hand. But she also powers up, and she also triggers land creatures. Whenever they hit a player, you get to draw a card. So, I mean, the fact that she turns into a hasty flyer. So, this could be in a like kind of a Banty control shell or some sort, or like an Omnathi control shell of some sort, where you play her flying in haste. It's a blue bird creature. It's not an elemental, unfortunately. If it was a blue elemental bird, then that. But it's flying in haste. Unfortunately, it's not a May ability. It should. Oh, if it was a May ability, I would be even better. But yeah. Yeah. I still think this is good. I think this is definitely playable. A 3/3 for 4. It produces creatures. I think this is something a control deck would definitely want as a comeback kind of thing. Unfortunately, it's a legendary, so you can't have more than one out, but all right, let's claim it. I still like the card though, and that alternate art's pretty cool. This is gorgeous. Hernanda Souza. Hernanda Souza. Yes, quite beautiful. They've gotten some really great art for some artists lately, especially as some of the alternate arts, like the full arts and alternate arts. I loved it. We also got a gold pack, didn't we? So, let's go open our packs. You know what? We'll just go ahead and open everything. Gold packs, regular packs. Maybe, nah, we'll just go ahead and open everything. You know, do I want to save up the gold packs? Do I want to save up a bunch of gold packs? Do we want to tease these? Do we want to tease these packs? Yeah, we'll just go ahead and open the Aftermath. And we'll save up for the March of the Machines also. Let's just go ahead and open 10 Aftermath. I'm sorry. It just makes the video easier also for the thing to label. But then also, that means I'll have, hopefully soon, another March of the Machines pack opening. And then I want to get like 10 gold packs. When we get to 10 gold packs, then that'll be a lot of cool ones to open. I shouldn't have opened the ones previously, but hey. All right, so we got Beamtown Beatstick. Of course, we've gotten this one before. This one I think I like a lot. It's 1 red, equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has menace. When it deals damage to a player or battle, create a treasure token. Unfortunately, it also doesn't trigger off of Planeswalkers, but even at equip 2, I think this is there's a 4 Mirrodin one, and then this one. I still think, for Mirrodin's good. It's a different kind of strategy, but I think this is good. The fact that it gives menace, so you have a form of evasion, and then it also produces tokens and treasures. And at common, I think this is going to see some play in some sort of pauper deck or something. Yeah, I think this is going to see something. The equip 2, yeah, equip 1, obviously. I think the other one has equip 1. I'm not positive off the top of my head. But even at equip 2, it's not that expensive. Yeah. It's going to, yeah, +1/+0 and menace, and then producing treasure tokens. There's so much ability. Not only does treasure tokens produce mana, but there's so many things that tokens, token production, and cards want to. So you could actually like play this in black-red or something and have like pauper token sack or tokens with village rights. Village rights only does creatures. But what's the other one? There's a 2-cost one. There's a 2-cost one that you can sack. You draw 2 cards. It's 1 and a black. You can sack a creature or an artifact, and you get to draw 2 cards, and I think create a treasure token. I could be wrong about that. I have to look it up again. But you get to. I think it does net you a treasure token or something, and I think. But the fact that you get to sack an artifact instead, being able to sack treasure tokens, which technically is an additional mana, but you can keep your you can keep your creatures, so draw 2 cards for 2 black at instant speed, and I think it does actually give you a treasure token in response. Like, so you sack an artifact to get a treasure token, get 2 cards. I think this is totally going to be a good card. And it also, like I said, it has a form of evasion on there in Menace. So you slap this sucker down, you put this on a Grey Warden or something, or you put this on your Ravager or one of your pauper creatures, and then equip it, and then the Menace, and then you can get in there for beatdowns, especially late game. Black doesn't have a lot of form of evasions. You don't have a lot of... You have some flying creatures and Death Touchers, but you don't have, like, just quote-unquote... I don't want to say... It's not guaranteed, but they have to, like... It's ways to sneak stuff in there. The Death Touch, you can still... Like, you can't force it in. So... Other than flying. So... I like it. I like it a lot. It's also a way to ramp in red and black and pauper that they don't normally have. So next common is Bonded Herd Beast, 4/5 for 5 that transforms into a 7/5 menace. This might see some play over like the 6-drop 6/6 trampler, simply because you transform it at 4 mana and you get a 7/5 for menace. Again, it has a form of evasion. I don't know. It seems interesting. 4 and a green for a 4/5 isn't great, but then you're never gonna pay You're probably never gonna pay unless you just don't have anything else to spend the mana on. The 2 red Phyrexian, so you're just gonna use the 2 life. So you're gonna pay 4 mana and get a 7/5 menacer by flipping it. So this seems like possibly a good pauper card too in like a green stompy deck. If you're playing like Llanowar elves and Llanowar and the other elf, can't remember it, but the other other ramp elves, and then just shooting down fatties. You might just play both. This is a 5-drop and the other is a 6-drop. You might just play both, and then you have a 7/5 menacer and a 6/6 trampler. Not bad. Next card, instant speed, Furted Favor, 3 and a green. Target player search their. This is our first one too. Target player searches their library for a basic land, puts it on the battlefield, tapped, and shuffles. Put 2 1/1 counters on up to 1 target artifact or creature. 2 +1/+1 counters. So I guess you could put that like on a vehicle or something too. But at 4 mana, I mean, for 4 mana, you probably want to ramp harder. You'd want like one of the 2 ramp spells. Don't think this is going to see much play unless you're specifically... Like, you're going to want ramp at cheaper, or you're going to want to ramp real hard at 4 mana. Unless the 2 counters are very specific. So there might be very few strategies that wants this, but... You'd probably want to play Kodama's Reach or some other card that... Just smashing the 2 together... You're probably either going to want to play a 2-mana... Whatchamacallit? The 2-mana Rampant Growth, or another card, like a cheap card that gives you 1/1 counters, but a better card at 4 mana that gives you 1/1 counters. Then we got our first... Oh, no, let's skip here. Next common, Kithkin Billy Rider. Kithkin Knight, 1/3 for 3, 2 and white, double strike. Don't think that's going to see much play. Unless there's like a combat trick deck, but I don't think so. I wish they would have some more Kithkin. Bring some Kithkin back in like a modern set or something. Alright, first uncommon. Oh, I didn't even realize that. We got a double rare. Undercity Upheaval. 1 green sorcery. Undergrowth. It's an Undergrowth, an old ability. Undergrowth. The ability checks the number of creature cards in your graveyard. I think this is an old Golgari one. So they're bringing back a whole bunch of older abilities because we're going to a whole bunch of older playing. Well, not older. Ravnica's been around for... I mean, we've been to Ravnica quite a bit. But bringing back abilities from other sets. So Undergrowth, distribute X 1/1 counters among any number of target creatures you control, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard as you cast this spell. Creatures you control gain vigilance till end of turn. So this works well with what is it? Dredge. It works well with like Dredge and stuff, where you're filling your graveyard with or not just creatures, but filling your graveyard with stuff. And then if you have lots of creatures, it works. But like, it's a cheaper overrun giving them giving +1/+1 counters over dispersing them over any number of creatures in any way you want. Yeah, distribute among any number of target creatures you control. So dispersing them over any way you want. And then they gain Vigilance till end of turn. So at 3 mana, I think that's a pretty good card. Now, you need to fill up your graveyard, but like I said, that works well with Dredge. That works well with self-mill strategies. There's a lot of things that they could work well with. I like that card. So next uncommon, I like the art on this one. Marta Nail. It kind of reminds me of what's her name? The one that did Hannah's ship navigator. I can't remember her name now. The one that Wizards got all pissed off about because she's a lesbian that stands for, they call her a TERF. But, you know, she just actually knows that there's only 2 genders. You know, she stands up for women. It's funny, too, because she's a lesbian, so. But anyways, it kind of looks like her art. It seems to kind of have that what's that word I'm looking for? Yeah. Ethereal? I know, it's got like that aura. There's an aura around everything. Obviously, yeah, there's like a glow and aura. Hannah Ship Navigator kind of has that. Not exactly the same, but it has a little bit of, like I said, it has a little flavor to it, similar. Obviously, this, whatever the subject matter of this picture is actually glowing, but it kind of has that same thing. I like it. But still, I think this artist did a good job. Cosmic Rebirth, 1 green-white. Instant, choose target permanent card in your graveyard. If it has mana value 3 or less, you may put it into the battlefield. If you don't put it into your battlefield, put it into your hand, gain 3 life. I see this. Yeah, that looks. That's. It's 3 mana. I mean, obviously, I prefer it be. I prefer it lose. It'd be 2 mana. Just be green white and lose the life gain. But the life gain might be useful. I could see this being useful somewhere if there's a strategy, like if there's card, like if you're doing like a combo deck or a strategy, like you have a certain strategy with certain cards and you need that card alive. I don't know if there's anything else in green white that would do that. A lot of the cards, there are some cards that let you get them back from the graveyard to your hand, but I don't know if there's anything really in green at this cost, or even really white, that lets you go straight from the graveyard to the battlefield. Like, there might be some white. If there's anything in white that has 2 mana cost, but I think this is possibly a decent card. Like I said, a possible strat. There might be a possible strat out there where this works very well. There's a lot of things where CMC 3 or less, like obviously like Coco, but obviously that snags 2 things. But this could be, like I said, where ETB, recursion, or where the strategy is you need that card. This could be a good, like even a 2 of, you know, like only 2 copies of it or something. So, but I like the card. The life gain kind of seems just kind of tagged on there. Like I said, I'd rather it be green white and take off the life gain in the colorless. Because you can also, like, the great thing is you can also snag things that don't cost 3 or less. It only hits permanents, but if it's not CMC 3 or less, you can put it into your hand. So you can still snag other permanents. So I like it. Alright, our first rare, or extra rare, Tazri, Stalwart Survivor. This is different, so this is not an ally. Alright, I was hoping for this to be an ally, because the other Tazri, I believe, is an ally from, is my commander. It's an, yeah, it's an ally, and it's from the Return to Zendikar. The second time we go to Zendikar. Do we go to Zendikar 3 times now? There's Zendikar, Return to Zendikar, and then Return to Zendikar. I think so. So Tazri, Stalwart Survivor, 2 and a white, so it's not bad in mana cost. It's a 3/3 for 3. Legendary creature, human warrior. Each creature you control has tap, add 1 mana of any color to tap, add 1 mana of any of this creature's colors. Spend this mana only to activate an ability of a creature. Spend this mana only to activate an ability of a creature. Damn. I was hoping it was to spend this mana to cast creatures. Activate only if this creature has another activated ability. Damn. No. I'm not a fan. I wanted it to ramp for creatures. I was thinking, oh man, this is going to be good. And then I was like, oh no, this is not good. I mean, it can be useful in some strategies, commander-wise. Again, this, like I said, this is a very weird, probably build around. Like, you need lots of activated abilities, which there are going to be. But so the card has to have activated abilities. It can only tap for mana to activate those abilities. And a lot of activated abilities require you to tap to activate abilities anyways. But of course, it can be your commander. So it just turns all your activated ability creatures into mana dorks, but only to activate those abilities. So, like I said, it's a very weird build-around card. I don't have a problem with that, because, like, that's fun to do. But yeah, I was hoping, because the last Tezri had stuff to do with allies, at the very least, this would filter in and work somewhat with them. So this would, like, tap for mana to spend for creatures, because then this would slot in nicely in my 5-color ally deck. Because it's already 5 colors, it's going to be hard to slot in. So either it's got to be your commander, it's got to go into a 5-color deck. So it's got to go into like slivers or some 5-color legendary, not like legendary, but you know, some 5-color, and then only spend on creature cards. So it's going to limit it already, and this really limits it even more. So add mana of any of this creatures. So yeah, creatures can only tap. Add for the creature, and it's only activated ability of a creature. So it's not even activated abilities of just anything, right? It's activated abilities only of creatures. So, damn. And then it has 1 of each color, tap, mill 5, put all creature cards with activated abilities that aren't mana abilities, even limited aren't mana abilities from among the milled cards in your hand. Yeah, I think this is actually far worse. I know the other one, it has Rally, right? I think it's Rally, which triggers off of creatures and stuff, ETB. I think this is a very... I think this should just work with creatures. Instead, the activated ability thing makes it, I think, not that good. This feels like it should be in a commander, like one of the commander sets. Not, what is it, Commander Anthology? That's what it kind of feels like it should be in. I don't know why it's in this set. I don't know if this is a reprint, to be honest. Maybe this is from Commander Anthology. All right, so our first card. Oh, yeah. So, Elish Norn, Grand Cenobite. 7 mana, 4/7. Vigilance. Other creatures you control get +2/+2. Creatures your opponents control get -2/-2. So, I don't know if we always are going to get one of these fancy alternate art cards, but we seem to get quite a few of these fancy alternate art cards when we open these Aftermaths. So that's cool. I've got my first Elish Norn. Original Elish Norn. I love this art, too. It's black and white. It's kind of spooky. Yeah, this is a great one for Reanimator. Like I said, there's that black and white battle that returns. It's 3 white black. Return a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. And then it's 5. You got to do 5 damage to it to flip it. And then the flip side gives you a 1/1 flyer at the beginning of each of your combat, or the end of beginning of your end step. I can't remember when it triggers. But then other creatures you control will get like +1/+1, or they get flying and lifelink, or vigilance and lifelink or something, and it gives you 1/1 spirits. And I'd have to remember everything, but it produces tokens, and it gives those tokens like some abilities. But this would be the perfect target. I'm like, the backside doesn't seem to really work well. But if you did if you mixed in, like if it was in a Reanimator deck with like Elish Norn, and there's a couple, I'm probably sure there's like 1 or 2 other decent targets that really work with it, because then you just reanimate Elish Norn. That hurts their side of the field really bad. It's kind of like a mini board wipe, and then that, or it makes your creatures really weak, and then you're able to damage the bat. You're able to break the battle, flip it, and start producing a whole bunch of tokens that are going to be 3/3 flyers instead, lifelink, vigilance, and then you have another ability on that side too. So I think there's some cards in unison, because it, like, the front side of that battle, that enchantment is, return creatures from your graveyard to the battlefield for 5 mana. I think Elish Norn is a prime target for it. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to one-shot. If their side of the battlefield is empty, you're not going to be able to one-shot it unless, you have some other creature. There are some things, like there's a creature that, like, is a 1/1 or something that you got to pay 5 mana, tap and sack it, and then return a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. So maybe you have some other creatures on the battlefield already when you cast it. I don't know. But anyways, I think this is a prime target for it. And then, because if you do flip it, Elish Norn is just pumping out really great stuff. Otherwise, Elish Norn on its own isn't that powerful. It does hurt their stuff, really. The neg 2 is great, but it really gives you advantage of that +2/+2. So, all right, next pack. I'm liking a lot of the cards. This Tazri's not, like I said, it's a build-around card, or maybe a useful card in Commander, but it's very weird slot in. You gotta be 5 colors. Only really works with activated ability creatures. Doesn't work with mana producing stuff. Only activated. You probably want it as your commander, because you always want to see it, because you want to ramp with it. I don't know. I like the Cosmic Rebirth, and I like the Undercity Upheaval, actually. And of course, I like the Beamtown. I actually like both of these. I like the Bonded Herd Beast. I would like to try seeing this somewhere in kind of a mono, not mono green, but yeah, like a green ramp stompy kind of thing. Like I said, Llanowar Elves and Elvish Mystics, and then I like Beamtown Beatstick. There's some pretty good common, like, I think the March of the Machine had some really good stuff in it. All right, next one. Cut Short, 2 and a white, convoke, destroy target planeswalker that was activated this turn or tapped creature. I don't know if there's is there any other commons that destroy planeswalker? I'd have to look that up. Just because it has convoke, this might be playable in Pauper. I might want a couple of these in my sideboard, like 2 of these in my... Wait, no, okay, it doesn't matter. Pauper doesn't care because there's no common... They better not ever make commons planeswalkers. The fact that they made uncommons ones, it's kind of understandable. Because it was in War of the Spark, so they wanted to, like, have all the planeswalkers there, but they didn't want just all of them in the rare slots. So in the abilities were very powered down. They were just kind of enchantment, like almost like enchantments that had abilities you could activate a couple times. So unfortunately, this, like, the planeswalker part ain't gonna be used in Pauper, and I think there's better stuff in Pauper for just blowing up creatures. I'd have to find out. I'm kind of not sure on this, just because of all the Magic cards in Magic. I'm not sure. Searing Barb, 2 and a red, deals 2 damage to any target. If it's a creature, it can't block this turn. This turn, incubate 1. Don't think this is gonna see any play. If this was 2 mana, I could see this being... Oh, it's a sorcery? Yeah, it's a sorcery. Even if it's a sorcery, I could possibly see this, because it's token production. It's removal that hits anything with token production. This might fit in some strategy. I mean, it might fit in some strategies, but not a 3 mana. Bola Slinger, 3 and a white, 2/2 Cat Soldier, backup 1. When this creature attacks, tap target artifact or creature an opponent controls. Don't think it's so. Next common, another Furted Favor. Search your library for a basic land. Put 2/1/1 counters on a target creature or artifact. Don't think it's that good. And then uncommon, Campus Renovation. I'm assuming this is from... Either this is on Dominaria, and this is like one of the Talarias or one of the schools, or this is on... I don't remember what the Plains is called, but it's that the Harry Potter school knockoff. I'm not trying to knock it. The set was kind of cool, but it was very Harry Potter-esque. Campus renovation, 3 red, white. Return up to 1 target artifact or enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. You know, that's actually not bad. Even at 5 mana, this could be a decent commander card. Because I can't remember the commander, but in my red-white, it was a precon artifact commander deck. From that Harry Potter set, from that school set. And red-white was like historians and history people, and there's artifacts, and historic was part of that set. It was very, so the red-white one was artifact themed, and it liked to throw artifacts in the graveyard. It liked to copy artifacts. So if you throw artifacts in the graveyard, you could bring them back with this. You could discard artifacts to copy them or stuff like that. And then if you accidentally, or if just an artifact gets blown up or destroyed that you don't want destroyed, you can bring it back with this. Pitch some fatties into the graveyard to bring it back at a cheaper cost at 5 mana. And then also you can bring back enchantments, which are some decent enchantments in the deck. And then also it lets you do a pseudo draw with exiling the top 2 cards, and then till the end of your next turn. Yeah, and then you got until your next turn to play them. So, yeah, definitely. I think that might be decent in my commander. It's just, yeah, it's return big nasty artifact creature from my graveyard, and then get to draw 2 cards basically. So. And at 5 mana, it's not bad. Alright, so those were the commons and uncommons. And then we got Errata Coalition Warlord. We've seen this before. I like this alternate art. Domain, when it becomes tapped, another target. So this becomes tapped. So this also triggers on, what is it? Now, it is 4 mana. It's 2 red-green. Legendary creature, elf, warrior, and then domain. So another target creature you control gets +X till end of turn, where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. So at 4 mana, unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be a big crew creature. So you'd want to be attacking with this. But you could crew something, because it's got 3 power. So there's quite a bit of stuff that you could crew. Like the console flagship. Sky Sovereign. Sky Sovereign. And then give another creature +X. But at 4 mana, I don't think you're gonna want to do that. This could be part of. I'd have to look at this stuff, but at red green aggro, this might be decent. Again, it's legendary, so maybe like a 2 of. Becomes tapped, another target creature you control. It doesn't have haste though. I'd have to see what they curve out at. How there is another. I think there's another 4-drop elf that triggers with X. It does. I think it was during standard. There's another 4-drop elf that does something similar. But I think it gives like +X equal to something. I can't remember what though. There's a picture of two people on it. I can't remember. So I think that's a rare, and it has another ability on there too, if I remember correctly. So I think that one might be better. I'd have to look. It was from several standards ago. Like original Dominaria. Not original, but the Dominaria from a while ago. Alright, so that's our uncommon. We got an uncommon wild card. Let's flip our rare. Ooh, we got a mythic. Nissa Resurgent Animist. 2 and a green for a 3/3. Landfall. When a land enters the battlefield under your control, add 1 mana of any color. Okay, so it's kind of like a Lotus Cobra. Then if this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, so it works good with fetch lands, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal an elf or an elemental. Put that card into your hand. The rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Huh. So you can't net more mana. So Lotus Cobra is going to net you more mana. Oh, no. Okay. So it'll still net you mana, right? Whenever land enters the battlefield, add 1 mana of any color. Then, if this is the second time... So on the second time, you get an additional... Oops, sorry, I hit the mic there. Then, if it's the second time, you get an additional effect. It's not instead of. It's not a replacement. It's just an additional. So it's a Lotus Cobra that's, yeah, it's not a better Lotus Cobra. It's, it's higher CMC. It's just slightly different. Lotus Cobra is cheaper in mana cost, and it comes into play earlier. It starts off earlier, so you kind of probably want to play both. It's also legendary, so you can only have one on the field, unlike Lotus Cobra. But yeah, this would go. This would go great in my Wind Grace deck. Unfortunately, the second part wouldn't trigger much. Reveal cards until you reveal. Wait, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal an elf or elemental. I think I do play elves. And I play elementals. Not a whole bunch, but I do. So I would be revealing the top of my commander deck for a while. I have Multani, which I think, no, that's an avatar. I have an elemental that's like I have an XX elemental. I do have at least one or two elementals. And I'm pretty sure I have one or two elves. I don't know if I have Deathrite Shaman. Huh. Huh. Yeah. I still like it. Good. It'll be good in Commander. I've seen it played in, not Modern. I've seen it played in Explorer. This is going to be great. It's going to want to be in a ramp. It's obviously, it triggers off from Elementals, so you're going to be playing it in some Omnath decks. So, yeah, this is going to be a really good card. I like it a lot. They're just like, let's go ahead and print a slightly more expensive Lotus Cobra. Lotus Cobra got reprinted in Zendikar, right? So Lotus Cobra is... I'm going to check this real quick. Dex. Lotus Cobra... Don't crap out on me, please. Yeah, Lotus Cobra is in Standard, so... Lotus Cobra with, Nissa. Pretty powerful. You can generate a lot of mana. Obviously, the only fetch lands we really have are the, well, we have two. I mean, we have the ones that fetch basics and untap at 4 or more lands, but we also have the ones that enter, sack themselves immediately, and then go get you a basic of one of the colors, the new Capenna ones. So there's a decent amount. They're not like they're not the really good fetch lands, I should say, but there's still a decent amount of things that'll work well with it. All right, next pack. Pyretic Prankster, 1 red, 2/1, 3 and a black, Phyrexian. Transform it, activate sorcery, and it turns into a 3/2. When it dies, each opponent attacks an artifact creature. Just for the power and the mana you gotta sink into it, I don't think it's got enough. I'd rather, when it says it dies, it deals damage equal to its power or something to any target or to target opponent. But I like the art on it. The Phyrexian Devil looks pretty cool. Otherwise, I don't think it's going to see much play. This is the other 1-drop. Mirren. Yeah, it has no, it doesn't have okay, it says Mirren Banesplitter, but it doesn't say for Mirrodin. It's 1 red, flash, enters the battlefield, attach it to a creature, equip 2. This is still good. I still think this is good, but it's a different situation. So, I don't know. I still think it's good. Next common is 5 and a red. Oh, so it's part of the it's part of the cycling set. Again, this might be used. I can't remember what it's called, but the one that makes you sack everything on the battlefield and put everything from the graveyard into the battlefield. All right, first uncommon. Tolarian Contempt. 3 blue enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, put a rejection counter on each creature your opponent controls. Beginning of your end step, for each opponent, choose up to 1 target creature they control with a rejection counter. That creature owners puts it on the top or bottom of their library. It's very slow. Beginning of your end step. Oh, it triggers right away on the end step. Choose up to 1 target creature they control with a rejection counter. I don't know why they would put it on the bottom of their library unless like it's like something they don't need anymore and they're hoping to draw something else. Yeah, so like they would put like a, I don't know, they put like Vorniclex on the top of their deck and like a Mana Dork on the bottom of their deck. Come on. I don't even see it. It is manipulative. I mean, you can manipulate it by bouncing it, bring it in and out of the, and constantly bouncing it in and out of the battlefield to constantly reuse it, like put new counters on their stuff, new stuff, and it hits each opponent. So it's not just one thing. Each opponent has to flip something back to their on top of their deck or on the bottom of their deck. So it does slow them down quite a bit. I don't know. Uh-oh.
And I don't know if
Just a second.
Are like giant people. It was because I was like going down that rabbit hole.
Shut up. Sorry. Oh, my PlayStation is being stupid. Give me a second. I am sorry about that. PlayStations just love to like scream at you when stuff turns off. It's just like blah 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 blah. It's just like shut up, just shut up. They do a terrible job at like warning you when stuff's gonna happen. Anyways, they like one time and it's like, oh, you missed that because you know you weren't looking or whatever. But anyways, I like this. It's just kind of slow. Now it does stop. It doesn't destroy your stuff. It doesn't get rid of your things. So, but I think, especially for Commander, there's probably better things. And this is probably for a limited format. And I think there's way better enchantments out there at cheaper costs that'll help get rid of your creature's opponent. I mean, your opponent's creatures. So. Even in Commander, there might be a card that wants this, but I think there's other enchantments that you can blink and mess around with. Even in like Commander, like Estrid, I can't remember her name now. That you're gonna want to play with instead of this. So okay, another Cosmic Rebirth. I like that card. Want to see what it can do. And then I've gotten several of this. I'm surprised I don't have 4 copies of this already. I feel like I should have 4 copies of this. Ronaj, Sheldred's Faithful. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 blue, black, black. Yeah, 1 blue, black, black. 3, 4. Legendary creature, human wizard. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, each opponent loses a life. You may cast it from your graveyard by discarding 2 cards in addition to paying its other costs. Costs? Oh, you have to discard. Nah. Alright, so our rare is... That should be... I'd have to check this. I think that is our 4th worm. So we got another Deification. I think this card will be very interesting. Definitely in Commander. It'd be interesting because it works like a worship, so there might be This might work in some blue-white control. Cause what's her? I'm trying to think. So it works well. Like it works with the Wanderer, the Wandering Emperor, because she can produce 2/2 tokens. So you can constantly have creatures on the field and stop her from being destroyed. They'll have to waste removal on your 2/2 tokens. Yeah, there's a mixture. Oh, I didn't realize there's what's her name? I just got her card and I can't remember her name now. But she's got the headpiece right there. I thought that. Why does she have the headpiece? I thought Karn killed her. Huh, weird. But I guess yeah. Anyways. Yeah, I like this card for 2 mana for what it does. It works with the Planeswalker. So there's a lot of obviously a lot of Planeswalkers that create what's her name? The one that produces soldier tokens. That's going to work well with her. You just play this card first, play her, produce a whole bunch of soldier tokens, and now she's not going to get reduced below 1 loyalty as long as you have tokens. As long as you have any creatures, I should say. So I like this card. I mean, it's even cheaper than Worship. Worship stops you from dying, right? From being, I should say, stop you from going below 1 life. So obviously that card it's good. I mean, that's like it's kind of like a Platinum Angel. It's like save you, save you from losing the game thing. But this will work well, I think. The question is how well it will do. If it gets crazy, like if it works crazy well with a lot of stuff, and people realize it's really hard to interact with. Obviously, enchantment removal will have to be. I wonder how much enchantment removal. Well, everyone's playing Besaiju's, so I don't think it's. There's a lot of main board enchantment removal. I don't think it's going to be that insane, but I still think it's going to be useful. I think it's obviously going to be a commander staple. All right, next pack, definitely a commander staple in white and any kind of planeswalker deck, super friends, all that. Did we get a double rare? We got a double rare. All right, let's see this. Urn of Godfire, 1 colorless artifact, 2 mana of any type to make to filter for 1 mana of any color. 6 tap, sack it, destroy target creature or permanent. Oh, sorry, creature or enchantment. Huh. Interesting. All right. So this is kind of, I mean, it cost 1, so it's much cheaper. But there's the Unstable Obelisk, which is 3 mana. It's a mana rock. You tap it for any color, and then you pay 6 or 7, and then tap, sacrifice it, and destroy target non-land permanent. So this only lets you filter. I prefer the mana rock, but it only costs 1, so I don't think it'll be a commander card unless I don't know. And I don't think it's going to be the pauper cards that like to use filter rocks like Prophetic Prism. Yeah, the ones that use filter rocks like Prophetic Prism. They're using them because they also use. I mean, you want the filter, but when the ETB, you draw a card. So having it cost 1 more mana of any type and draw you a card is too good. So yeah. Ward Trained Slasher, 3 in a red. Creature Wolverine Dinosaur, 4/3 menace. When Ward Trained Slasher attacks a battle, double its power until end of turn. I don't think that's going to be super useful in Pauper. Yeah, I don't think this is going to see any kind of constructed play, really. I mean, all that on it, 4/3 menace, and then double its, and then it can destroy battles pretty easily. Not bad, but all right. We got another Searing Barb. I don't think it's going to be very good. That should be pretty close. This should be like our 4th copy. You should only get 4. Once you get 4 copies of something, you shouldn't get any more. I should have all my Searing Barbs. Once you have your 4 copies, I'm pretty sure you should start getting just wild cards. So, all right. Nope. Then next common, Cosmic Hunger. I've got a couple of these. I think this is a good one. I think, yeah. Target creature you control deals damage. It's a one-sided fight. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature, planeswalker, or battle. 1 in a green. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good. It's a better fight. It's like a straight-up improvement to lots of fight cards. It's an instant for 1 in a green, one-sided fight. It also hits planeswalkers and battles. So, uncommon, Death Rattle Oni, 6 in a black. Demon Spirit Flash dispels. Costs 2 generic less to cast for each creature that died this turn. When it enters the battlefield, destroy all other creatures that were dealt damage this turn. That might be useful somewhere. Unfortunately, it's a uncommon. I don't know. Is this something like there could be a strategy? I mean, not just a strategy, but this. Like if you board white, so how many do you need to kill 3 creatures? It's 7 mana. So if you just kill 3 creatures, it costs 1 black and it's a flash. I want to mess around with this and see what you can do. Either each creature, it doesn't, okay, so it doesn't matter. It's kind of like a weird mixture of Delve or something, like in the cost, how much it costs. So I would like to use this in a sacrifice deck. Like, think about all the sacrifice decks where you easily sack 2-3 creatures. And you could just get a 5/4 creature for 1 black. And even if you get it for 3 mana, even if you get it for a 5/4 for 3. Oh, it also on top of that. So yeah, just think about it. So I'm trying to think of the one deck that plays the creature, just a 2/2 for 2. I think that you tap, you sack 2 creatures, you get 2 mana, you draw a card. Opponent, you gain 2 life. The opponent sacks a creature, loses 2 life, and discards a card. Right there, you got 3 creatures. I think this could actually be a decent card in that deck. Because you just, like, it might be a slight payoff card. I would like to try this in something. It just could be a payoff card where, you get a 5/4 for a black. And then also, and on top of that, if you attack with any 1/1s or any cheap creatures or anything, you could flash it in and blow up the rest of them. Destroy all other creatures that were dealt damage this turn. There's a whole bunch of combat trick stuff you could do with it. So you could attack with some cheap stuff, like 1/1s and stuff. Stuff could die. So yeah, like your side of the board, you attack with some 1/1s, have them block thinking they're okay, and then flash in, either they know what's going to happen and you get some free damage, or they die and you... or you sack in response with your priestess to get some value out of it, or you let them die and then flash this in and kill all the stuff they blocked with. I feel like I like it. I like it. It's one of those cards that you just want to try and do something with. But I also like the art. But yeah. All right, so we got a Uncommon Wilds, and then our bonus rare, Plarg and Nasari. I have no idea who those are. Legendary creature, Orc and Efreet. 3 red for a 5/4. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player exile cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land. An opponent chooses a non-land card exiled this way. You may cast up to 2 spells from among the other cards exiled this way without paying their mana costs. Beginning of your upkeep, each player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land. Ooh. This obviously will play well in Commander, especially like in larger pod, larger game it is. The more this is gonna let you do stuff. Because you get to pay them without paying their mana cost, so. But it also might be not terrible card. I mean, it's a 5/4 for 5, but the fact that you could get free cards. Now, they get to choose one, and you don't get to play it. What do you do with it? Exile. Opponent chooses an online card, exiled this way. Okay, they both get exiled, so you may cast up to 2 spells from among the cards. Oh, you only get to choose up to 2. But still. So, I mean, it means they don't get to cast them, so. The other cards, exile this way. Okay. Yeah, I think I like this. I like it. I like it. I wonder what kind of shell it would go in, but I think there's something about it. It's kind of like an Atali. It's kind of like a lesser Atali Prime, whatever the Atali was. The first Atali that lets you attack and get stuff off the top of the deck. But it also triggers at the beginning of your upkeep. Yeah. I like it. Alright, our rare is an alternate art. It looks cool. I like this alternate art. It is Taigam Ojitai Master. 2 white blue. I think this is originally from one of the Tarkir sets. Dragons of Tarkir, Khans of Tarkir, something like that. Legendary creature, human monk. Instant sorceries and dragon spells you control. Excuse me. Instant sorcery and dragon spells you control can't be countered. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, if Taigam Ojitai Master attack this turn, that spell gains rebound. Rebound means you cast it, you put it in exile. At the beginning of your next upkeep, you may cast it for free. Yeah, if you cast a spell with rebound from your hand, their rebound, their explanation of rebound underneath says, if you cast a spell with rebound from your hand, exile as it resolves. At the beginning of your next upkeep, you may cast that card from exile without paying its mana cost. So they accidentally put hand in there twice. I think I've seen this played a little bit during Dragons of Tarkir or Khans of Tarkir. That rebound is, but it has to attack, right? Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't have flying or something. I think I have this played against me, but I don't know how to feel about it. The rebound is pretty powerful. If you're able to give it something, I don't know. Rebound, depending on what you play, rebound is extremely powerful. You would really have to take advantage of that rebound. Rugged Highlands, this is just one of the 2-color ETB Gain a Life ones. This is the red-green one. So this is one I haven't gotten before. Overgrown Pest, 2 and a green. This is from March of the Machine. It's 2 and a green, 2/2 Pest. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a land or double-faced card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. This isn't bad. It's ETB. It's so you could play shenanigans with it. The 2-faced part's not that great. There was one. I think there was a common white one that, or I think it was actually an uncommon that lets you snag a creature with like power 2 or less or something. That was it was like 3 mana, 2 and a white, 2/2, and then when it ETB'd, it would let you look at the top 5 and snag a creature with power 2 or less. That one was commonly used in like humans or in I don't know how much this will be used unless double face cards. I don't know how pronounced double face cards or deck theme is, but also the fact that this snags you a land. This could see a little play. Also, I don't know how it'll work in Pauper. This one, I think I got a kind of a big question mark on that one. Moment of Truth. 1 in a blue. Oh, we've had this one. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of those cards in your hand and one into your graveyard, one in the bottom of your library. Nazumi Informant. 1 in a black. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card. Oh, I almost forgot. Japanese word of the day is reason. It's Ryu. It's not Ryu. It's not. It's hard to say. So there's Ryu and Ryu. Ryu, which is R-Y-U. It's R-I-Y-U or O-U. U-U? It's R-I-U with an extended U sound. So Ryu. Ryu. It's a reason. So that is the Japanese word of the day. That just reminded me because of Nezumi Informant. ETB, each opponent discards a card. So there's a rat. There's another rat that does the similar thing, right? Typhoid rat or something. I can't remember if that one's 2 mana or 1 mana, but it might be each player discards a card. Typhoid rat. It might be 1 black, 1/1 each player. So this one hits each opponent. So I have to check. I actually have there's I think I have that card in my deck, my discard deck. So my commander deck. All right. So our first uncommon is filter out 1 blue. Return all non-creature, non-land permanents to their owner's hand. I think this is going to be playable somewhere. So yeah. Unfortunately, hit non-land permanents. I wish it was choose one, like one of those things where it says like choose one or both. That way you could hit all. Oh, return all non-creature. Never mind. I was thinking this was gonna hit creatures. I still think this is a card. Yeah, this card. There's somewhere this card is like I want to do something with this card is. Like like Oreos or something. Do a whole bunch of 0 artifact stuff and bounce it, so you can recast it. There's probably some stuff that you could do with this. I love the art on it, by the way. It feels like this should have been the art for negate instead of the one that they used. But all right, block out 2 and a black. Target opponent exiles a creature or planeswalker they control with the greatest mana value among creatures and planeswalkers they control. Yeah, I was gonna say this one. Target opponent exiles a creature or planeswalker they control with the greatest creature or planeswalker. The fact that they get to choose is I think it's exiles, but unfortunately they get to choose. So if they have both out, now it is greatest, so you're gonna hit whatever's, I guess, of higher value. But if there's something you specifically want, they get to choose. No, that's not true. So whatever has, so if they're tied 5 and 5, I think they control what the greatest amount and planeswalkers they control. Yeah, so the fact that you don't get to choose sucks. Yeah. I guess you would want to hit it. I think there's better stuff. There's like Shieldred's Edict. I can't remember if that. I think that hits planeswalkers too. It's like each opponent sacks a creature, each opponent sacks a planeswalker. I think that works better. Obviously, he doesn't exile it, but all right. So our alternate art card is Temerit, Chosen from Death. This is the demigod, one of the demigod cards. It's black with 2 and star toughness. Toughness is equal to devotion to black. Exile 1 and a black. Exile up to 2 target cards from your graveyard. You gain a life for each creature card exiled this way. Huh. Interesting. I don't know how I would like that for mono black devotion or not. The toughness, I mean, that it comes in as a 2/2 for 2 and just gets tougher. And then that ability is not bad. Exile up to 2 target cards from graveyards. So you can, I mean, the fact that you can just, yeah, the eating graveyard staple on there ain't bad. I like that. I like that stapled. This might be like a 2 of or something. It is legendary. So, but the fact that it's got the exiling stuff from graveyard and gaining life. You gain a life for each creature card exiled this way. Stapled on there. I like stuff that nowadays, just with how much graveyard stuff there is, being able to eat people's graveyards and then gain life, especially It's good. I like it. I would pay like I said, play like 2 copies of it in mono black. I don't know what other graveyard hate they have. I think they play, what is it? I think they play the 3-drop, don't they? The werewolf that flips into a 4/4 is a 3/3 for 3 that ETBs, eat something, attacks, eat something. That does the same thing. You gain a life if it's a creature, or otherwise it just eats it. So I wouldn't mind having more copies of stuff that eats. Now that eats on ETB and triggers on attack, so. Alright, our rare is we got another Nissa Resurgent. So we've gotten several mythics in these packs so far. But I like this. Yeah. More Nissa, the more Nissas, I'm not gonna complain. It's a good card. I think this is one that we're definitely gonna use in the future. I don't think it's in Storm the Festival. I don't know. I wonder if this could slot into Storm the Festival. But I have to check the deck list again. I don't think it is in Storm the Festival though. But this could actually fit into Storm the Festival because you actually have lots of land drops in Storm the Festival. So there might be with the Cavalier of Thorns and the Nykthoses and stuff. Well, I mean, what you do, yeah, the Nykthoses. That's not what I meant. Like, they don't cause land drops. But because of the Cavalier of Thorns and some other stuff, you do have some decent land drop triggers. I don't think it plays any of the sack lands, though. So, but I like it. Now that we have 2 of them, that's not bad. There's a lot of decks that like to use 2 copies of a card. So, alright, on to the next pack. I also like I'd rather have like multiple copies of one card rather than having just like 1 copies of a whole bunch of cards. That way, if we end up needing something, then we're like kind of good to go. Did we? Yeah, I think we ended up getting a wild card. So I'll have to see in the end. Ooh, we got my favorite card. We got my Goldforged Thoptrix. So that's 2 of them. I'm glad I didn't buy all of them yet, because now we cannot waste wild cards. But we got the Goldforged Thoptrix. I like it. Flying, lifelink. Each legendary permanent you control has War 2. Oh, that's good. All right. Oh, it looks like we got another double rare. Like I said, these packs are pretty good. We're getting lots of double rares. All right. So first common, Atraxa's Fall. 1 in a green. Destroy target artifact, battle, enchantment, creature with flying. Artifact, battle, enchantment, or creature with flying. Now, it is a sorcery, unlike, I can't remember the other one. There's one that does enchantment, artifact, or exile a card from a graveyard. I think it's just a card for instant. So it's like just a straight up better nature's... I can't remember what it's called. There's a card that's a staple that's destroy target artifact or enchantment for 1 in a green. So that card is just a straight up better one. But this one is different. It's not instant, but... yeah. I could actually see this being useful in a lot of things, especially a sideboard. Sorcery speed, it hurts. You know, it's annoying, but being able to blow up an artifact, a battle, enchantment. Like, you got 4 modes on it, so that you kind of making it slower. And 2 mana, not bad at all. Artifact, battle, enchantment, or creature with flying. That's very prevalent. Creatures with flying, very annoying. Enchantment, artifacts, very useful. And then also battles. You can just destroy the battle. Wait, hold up. Destroying the battle does not give it to you. I'm always thinking that if you destroy the battle, like, it doesn't flip and come back to you. It does destroy it. So you can't use this on your own battle. It will blow up the battle. You have to do damage to the battle. It's like the loyalty counters. You have to remove the damage or the counters, and then it flips. So, but still, it also, I mean, just 4 prevalent modes, I think, on there. I think that's going to be a useful sideboard card. Pauper 2. All right, we got another Kithkin Billy Rider. I like Kithkins, but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be any useful. Tenured Oilcaster, 3 in a black, 2/4 menace. Gets +3/+0 as long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. Whenever it attacks or blocks, each player mills a card. Even at 5/4, I don't think it, yeah. Common. Don't think it's gonna see any play. Traumatic Revelations. 1 in a black. Sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a creature or battle card from it. If you do, that player discards that card. If you don't, incubate 3. Huh. I don't know. This one's a weird one. So this can either be hand disruption for creatures and battles. You may choose a creature or battle card from it. If you do, target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a creature or battle card from it. If you do, that player discards that card. If you don't... Okay, so you may choose a card. So you can just look at their hand, not choose a card, and get a... I think this actually might be useful. It's a sorcery speed, like most hand disruption spells. But being able to eat creatures or battles out of their hand... Now, I don't know how much Pauper is going to want it, because I don't know how many battles there are at Pauper. I don't know. 2 mana for... I know you got to pay 2 more mana to transform it. But I'm thinking like Pauper... I know Duress is non-creature, non-land, right? I don't know. I don't know. I think this is an interesting card. I'll have to think about it. Because it allows you to produce a creature, right? A 3/3 creature for technically 2. Or an artifact, right? So you could also eat this art. You could also, in the long run, eat this. It also lets you see your opponent's hand. So you could produce a future creature, a possible future creature. We could produce a possible future creature, and see their hand, and eat a creature or battle from it. I don't know. It has a lot of interesting things about it. I like it. I'd have to think about it. All right, so Gold Forge Thopterix. We all know how I feel about this card. It's amazing. I love it. I mean, it's everything I love about Magic. Not really, but it fits into my blue-white flyers, and it also protects my my 7/7 legendary flying guy that gives all my my little guys indestructible. So it gives him more 2. He has lifelink. I mean, lifelink and flying, and what was the other thing? Yeah, flying and lifelink. So, and it's also an artifact creature, and then a Thopter, and then also randomly a dinosaur. So I'll take it. I have no idea what set it's from. Is it supposed to be from Dominaria? I have no idea. But anyways, so yeah, so I got 2 copies of that now, and I love this art on this card. This is one of my a new favorite art for me. I don't know if this isn't an old art. I don't think. I think this is a new art. But Emery, Lurker of the Loch, 2 in a blue and a 1/2. This is also a card that I love. Legendary creature, Merfolk Wizard. This spell costs 1 generic less for each artifact you control. When Lurker of the Loch enters the battlefield, mill 4 cards, tap it, choose target artifact card in your graveyard, and you may cast that card this turn. I play that in pretty much all of my artifact decks just because it gives you artifact graveyard recursion. And then, of course, it costs less. It has affinity for artifacts, basically. Well, yeah, it's just affinity for artifacts. And it puts more artifacts into your graveyard. So, yeah. I play that all the time. Pretty much all my artifact decks have a copy of Emery in it. I also have like 10 copies of Emery sitting in my not my trade stuff, but like just in my stuff. Like I just love Emery, so I've picked up so many copies of her. All right, so that is a bonus rare. What is our actual? We got a wild. It's wild. It's wild. With these extra cards, I don't think we're that close because there's quite a bit of rares and stuff in the sideboard of Storm the Festival, but we're getting pretty close. Like, we're over halfway, maybe 3/4 of the way to finishing that deck. I bought quite a bit of stuff already for it, so. All right, next pack. First card, Saiba Cryptomancer. This is a card I actually like. I like it a lot. I want to play around with it. the flash, the backup one, the hexproof. Like I said, if it only had unblockable, even if it had unblockable flash backup one, a hexproof, so like you couldn't give the unblockable to another creature, but it itself had unblockable. I would love that. Unblockable flash backup one hexproof. That would have been cool. But I like this card. I want to work with it as like a ninja enabler or something. Especially with, I think it's called Smokescreen. There's a card. That way, if you flash this in, if there's a smokescreen in your graveyard, you can then give it flying. It's like +1/+1 in flying or something. So there's some fun shenanigans I think I can play with it. But the hexproof, I think this could be a fun pauper, a fun pauper ninja deck thing going on here. Then we got Vanquish the Weak, 2 in a black, destroy target creature with power 3 or less, instant. I think we got better stuff, even at pauper, at common. Sigiled Sentinel, 2 in a black, sorry, 2 in a white. Sigiled Sentinel, 2 in a white, 2/2, Human Knight. Backup 1, Vigilance. Don't think that's gonna really see any play. And then Attentive Sky Warden, 2 in a white, flying. When it deals combat damage, when it deals combat damage to a player or battle, transform up to 1 target incubator token you control. That could be interesting, especially in a pauper strategy. The fact that you can just transfer incubator tokens, doesn't matter size, doesn't matter ladies. Yeah, so it doesn't matter how many counters or anything like that. You just start transforming them if it deals damage to player or battle. 2/2 flying for 3. That one I think has possible usages. The question is how much incubator tokens are used. Again, like I said, in pauper, I don't think it's going to see anything outside that. But if incubator tokens are all of a sudden a thing in pauper, I've seen quite a few commons that do produce like 2, 1, even 3 that at cheap costs. Because you got to pay 2 to activate them. But if you have an activator like this, that all of a sudden you start attacking and are able to activate them and flip them for free, you get a bonus of when you deal damage. Like, you're going to attack anyways, right? And this has evasion. So if you're going to have a bonus of being able to no longer have to pay to activate them, this could be a good trigger. So, like, you could have blue, white, black, white incubator token deck in pauper and be able to activate them quite easily. So yeah, I'm interested in that card. I like it. Like I said, I would have this there's not enough cards that I know around it, but the abilities and the evasion and the cost for power toughness, I think is relatively good to see what it does. Feast of the Victorious Dead. First uncommon, red, white, enchantment, beginning of your end step. If 1 or more creatures die this turn, you gain that much life and distribute that many 1/1 counters among creatures you control. I think this could be a good payoff for sack decks. You're going to sacrifice stuff anyways. It's only 2 mana, and then gaining life for those creatures sacked. It's not even sack, so die. So it triggers for battles, it triggers for sack stuff, so death triggers, sack triggers, and then you gain life, and then you get to put 1/1 counters, you get payoff, you get to grow, you get to grow your payoff creatures. So like, I think there's like the Woe Strider. It comes in as like a 3/2 or a 3/3, and you get like goat tokens to sack to it, and it has like whenever you can sacrifice a creature and scry 1 as one of the payoff things or something. So, like, the Woe Strider can get, like, 1/1 counters and just grow. You can throw them on your Blood Artist, or, there's whatever. But it also, things die in battle. During battle. You can kill your opponent's creatures. When your opponent's creatures die, if you're playing the Priest Lady that makes you sack your creatures, and then your opponent sacks creatures, you could easily get at least 3 trigger sacks off of this. You get 3 death triggers off of this at the end of turn, gain 3 life in addition to what else you get to do, and then get 3 1/1 counters distributed however you want among creatures you control. I think that's a good, I think that's good. It's part of a specific strategy, but I think it's a good payoff card. and I would like to see it played. I think it's going to see play somewhere. Blot Out. Like I said, I don't think this is going to see any play. You don't get to choose. It just hits the hits the biggest thing, which is usually like you want. But then if something specifically is hurting you, you don't get to choose. So you always want cards that allow you to choose. We got Zada, Hedron Grinder. I think I've gotten quite a few of these, so soon I should be gotten all of these. But this is alternate art, so 3 in red for 3/3. When you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only Zada, Hedron Grinder, copy that spell for each other creature you control that the spell could target. Each copy targets a different one of those creatures. All right, and our rare is Urborg Scavengers. I haven't seen this. It doesn't say it's my first, but I don't remember seeing this before. 2 and a black for a 2/2 creature spirit. Whenever Urborg Scavengers enters the battlefield or attacks, exile target card from a graveyard. Put a 1/1 counter on Urborg Scavenger. All right, so it enters basically as a 3/3 unless there's no graveyard. Urborg Scavengers has flying as long as the card exiled with it has flying. The same is true for first strike, doubles. Okay, so if you start exiling stuff with abilities, you get those abilities, but only for flying, first strike, double strike, death touch, haste, hexproof, indestructible, lifelink, menace, reach, trample, and vigilance. Hexproof was in there. Did I have shroud in there? Double strike. No, there's no shroud. I know they haven't given stuff to shroud. They haven't given shroud to stuff in a long time. So, but I mean, you don't have to just exile creatures. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, exile target card from graveyard. Put a 1/1 counter on Urborg Scavenger. The only thing I can think of is the werewolf guy has ward. It has ward. You have to discard a card to target it. It's got, yeah, ward, discard a card. So that's the only reason to play that over this, because this thing just grows. This is like, I mean, it's 3 mana instead of 2 mana, but even at that 1 extra cost, this is I can still see this being played in something. This is a kind of, not better, I don't know, it's a different, what is it? What is it? It's the 1 green 2/2 ooze thing that eats stuff out of the graveyard. You pay a green, eat something out of the graveyard. If it's a creature, you get a 1/1 counter and gain a life. Not just a creature. Yeah, if it's just a creature. Yeah, if it's a creature, you get to. What is it? It's the ooze. Everyone, scavenging ooze. But this hits everything. It doesn't matter what you eat. It's 1 more mana, and it triggers. And now you don't have to attack. Scavenging ooze, you don't have to attack, but you got to pay mana. But this triggers on ETB and attack. So ETBs, you're gonna get you're gonna have a 3/3 for 3 pretty much every time it comes in. When it attacks, you're gonna have a 4/4 for 3. And then if you're exiling stuff with abilities, you're getting those abilities. I think this thing's gonna have. This is gonna see play. I understand why the werewolf sees play over this. It doesn't grow, but it has ward, discard a card, which is annoying. You're gonna have to pay 2 cards to get rid of it. And you know, if you don't have that many cards in hand, then you're not gonna be. If you only have 1 card in hand, you're not gonna be able to do it. I would just play both of them, to be fair, because this fucker just grows. My question is what if a card has so I know, so like there's Thieves Guild Enforcer, I think, which is the rogue that is if you have 8 cards in your, so it doesn't just have Death Touch, right? It has Death Touch if you have 8 or more cards in your graveyard. So this guy wouldn't have Death Touch, correct? It has to have Death Touch printed on there. It doesn't I'm just trying to think. Yeah. I still think this is a good card because, like I said, it ETBs as a 3 for 3 pretty much. the decks that you're going to play this with, you're going to like turn 1 Thoughtseize, you're going to turn 2 kill something or play another creature. You're going to be feeling that graveyard. You're probably going to be playing this in a Jund deck even, right? I know they're probably playing. I would play this alongside, even as like a 2 copies of. I would probably play this alongside the other thing because well, no, because Jund would want to fuel the graveyard without getting rid of it. But this, no, because Jund also wants to eat the graveyard. Exile target. No, because it depends. It depends if you're playing Tarmogoyf or not. If you're not playing Tarmogoyf, you want to eat the graveyard. If you are playing Tarmogoyf, I guess you don't want to eat the graveyard except for specific cards. So, I like this card. I think it's going to see play. I think it's going to see play somewhere. I think there's a lot of strategies that'll want to eat this. Eating the graveyard is very powerful, and the fact that it can power itself up. I know it's dependent upon what cards are in their graveyard, but at the very least, like I said, at the very least, it's getting 1/1 counters every single time it attacks. Pretty much every time it ETBs, it's going to ETB at least a 3/3 for 3 most all the time. You just kill their stuff. You just discard their hand. You fuck with them. That's all you got to do. You're playing this in a shell with Lilianas and pushes and eliminates and probably some red stuff, some red black sacrifice or like I said Jund or something. So anyways, I like it. All right, next pack. All right, we got another Atraxas Fall. That's good. I'm going to need a couple copies of that for a sideboard somewhere. We got War Historian. 2 and a green, 3/3, human monk. It looks like a merfolk. Why does this? This is a reprint, isn't it? Isn't this from Kamigawa or something? Reach. War Historian has indestructible as long as it attacked a battle this turn. Yeah. Common wild card. Markov Baron. Oh, that's Crystal Carapace, 3 and a green, enchanted creature gets +3/+3, has ward 2, cycling 2. This isn't a bad +3/+3 in ward 2 for CMC4. The cycling 2's not bad either. Being able to discard, draw a card, depending on what the deck is. I actually like this card, but I don't think even Pauper wants it at that cost. The ward 2 is pretty nice. Like, I like the card, but the CMC is kind of high. All right, so our first uncommon, Markov Baron. That was an enchantment, by the way. Sorry, enchantment aura. Markov Baron, 2 and a black for a Vampire Noble. That is a 2/2. It has Convoke, Lifelink. Other vampires you control get +1/+1. Madness, 2 and a black. All right, I'm all over that card. It's got Convoke, Lifelink, and Madness. So if you're forced to discard it, you can pay 3, or you can. It's got Convoke also, so you can just make it cheaper by tapping creatures. And then other vampire, it's a lord. So, yeah, I like it all over the place. And it's got lifelink. It's just got keyword everything, and then anthem for vampires. So yeah, I'm all over that. Maybe flying instead of lifelink, but not every vampire, I guess, flies, or like they just don't. Depends on like this one's sitting down in a chair, so it works. I like the art to it too. Ina Wong did a good job on this art. I like it. It feels very. I think it's Innistrad. It's Markov. It's Markov Baron, but it also kind of feels very Skyrim-esque, like Dawn Guard. The DLC. All right, so I like that card a lot. The vampires haven't had a new lord in a while, so that's good. The Convoke and it's got both Convoke and Madness, so it can get played and it can be cheaper 2 different ways. And the lifelink obviously is powerful. And you can play multiple of them because it's not it's not a legendary. All right, so next uncommon, 1 in a red, Reckless Handling. That is what's her name? I can't remember her name, but I like her. She looks kind of anime in this picture. I like this. She looks cute. She doesn't look like, I guess, her normal self. Like whoever do this, Miguel Mercado. Like, I like whoever he used. Like, if he used a stand-in, like a reference. Kind of looks like Tiny Tina, almost. Her face. She looks cute though. I like this. It's a good. I like the face she's making. Like I know she's angry and stuff, but like she got a really cute face. The features and stuff are really cute. It's not quite anime, but it's cute features. The big eyes, the rounder face. So yeah, I like this art, but it also it looks good. I like what's going on in the photo. Hopefully, it's a good card. I like art. Good art on a good card is like flavor. Like, it's good. I love it. That's why, unfortunately, I hate it. I can't remember his name now. There's an artist I love that probably a lot of people like. That is really great. I can't remember his name. He's really good. He does great art, and he's been given some good cards. Don't get me wrong, but then he's also been given some terrible cards, like cards that I'll never see play. And his art is just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. And I just get copies of his card simply like I get foils and copies of the cards just for that. And I'm like, they're never going to get played. It's unfortunate. It's like you deserve to have like pushed. You deserve to have push rares and uncommons and stuff. Like his art's that good. There's a video actually. Somebody did a really famous, not a fame. I don't know. Like it's got several million views on YouTube about this artist for Magic the Gathering. It's gorgeous. I have he did the I think it's a one drop I think it's that one. I think there's a one drop angel. I think it's an angel. I think it's the 1/1 for one angel. I'm not sure. No, maybe it's not that one. Damn it! There's in Modern Horizons Modern Horizons. I think there was an angel, an art of an angel that he did that was turned into a playmat. Ugh. I need to remember it. I can't remember his name, but I got that playmat because I love his art so much. I need to get more of them in foils to collect them, but I haven't seen any of his stuff lately. I really haven't seen any of his stuff. I don't know why. Like his stuff should be in not every set per se, but like all the M10. Like they haven't done those lately, have they? They only do them once a year though. But he should be in like every one of those sets. Like anything that has like skeletons and death and angel. Like there's plenty of cards like in every set that he could do. But yeah, like he's great. He's amazing. He's got some of the best art in Magic too. And it's unfortunate that he's just not like people. I know a lot of people that love his stuff. Anyways, the rare. Anyway, no, we gotta find out what this card does. Anyways, that was my spiel on good art, and hopefully it's on a good card. 1 in a red for a sorcery. Search your library for an artifact card, reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle, then discard a card at random. If any artifact card was discarded this way, reckless handling deals 2 damage to each opponent. Oh, that actually might be playable. Search your library for an artifact card, reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle, then discard a card at random. The random thing hurts, but like for 2 mana, you could easily have a hand full of 6 or 7 cards. But the random really hurts. Oh, I think this could be a good commander card to get this. I think this is a playable card. Like I said, that hurts, but I think it's playable. I think that's a doable card. And I like it. It's an artifact card, so yeah. I like it. And I like the art corresponds pretty well with what's going on with her on the picture. So all right, and then we've had this before. Like I said, I don't like this I don't like this alternate whatchamacallit going around. What's it called? Card. My brain's not working. The card thing. The card stock, whatever, around the edge. I'm not a fan of this. It looks kind of not simplistic. It just doesn't look well done to me. I wish there was like hieroglyphs and etchings all around it and stuff like that. It just looks it's very basic and not well done. So, but Emoti, Celebrate of Bounty, 3 green blue Cascade spells you cast with mana value 6 or greater have Cascade. I think the card itself is not bad. Definitely a commander card. I don't think it sees play or has much play anywhere else. It would have to be a very interesting strategy. Like there might be a strategy. Yeah. Yeah, outside of Commander, I don't see that. 5 mana, 3/1 Cascade. I suppose you cast with there. I haven't seen it played anywhere else, so definitely Commander. I see that having play. Rare. Let's flip it. Another Urborg Scavengers. That's got to be our third one then. Because the last one we got didn't say first, right? It didn't say first. And so this is our second. So it's got to be our third one. You know, let me check here real quick. Urborg Scavengers. No, okay. But then why didn't it say first last time? It didn't say first. Huh. Weird. Huh. Weird. Alright. Let's go ahead and crack another one. I don't know why it didn't say first last time, but I was like, yeah, I don't remember seeing it before, and then it didn't say first, so. This one too. We should be getting close to 4 of these guys. Chomping Kavu, 3 and green, 3/3 backup 1. This creature can be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. War Trained, I've gotten all these already, so we'll just go over them quick. War Trained Slasher, 3 and a red. When a menace, it attacks a battle, double its power till end of turn, 4/3. Seed of Hope, green, instant, mill 2 cards. You may put a permanent card from among the milled cards into your hand. You gain a 2 life. Unfortunately, it's only the milled cards. Enduring Bondwarden. 1 white for a 0/1, backup 1. When this creature dies, put its counters on target creature you control. Okay. It could be a 1, so you could just move the 1/1 counters. But also, if you put 1/1 counters in the other way, you can move it to something else. So it kind of has modular almost. It doesn't. If it had flash, because when this creature dies, put its counters on target creature you control. It could be part of a counter theme because you could flash this in. You could flash this in. And that creature that's about to die, you get another counter on it, but then you can move those counters to another creature. But unfortunately, it doesn't. It only so basically when this creature dies, put it on count. But this backup ability, see, when this creature enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target. That's another creature. It also gains the ability printed below. I guess this works so you play this, it put a 1/1 counter on another creature, and then attack with that creature. Because then if it dies that turn, you move those counters back onto this creature or something. So I guess that's the way it works. I would rather have like flash or something where you flash it in and get to do some combat tricks, or like someone tries to kill it and then you flash it in and like it's part of a counter deck, like I don't know, any of the counter creatures that there's out there, and then like it has like 5 counters on it, and then you can move the counters over when it dies. But it's interesting, but I don't think it's gonna see much play. Culligan, it'd have to have a really strong theme around it. Well, I guess okay. I guess you could see play if those counter decks, but you would only be able to main phase it and then go to combat. Unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to do any you wouldn't be able to do quote unquote combat tricks, or you wouldn't be able to respond for it. All right, we got Culligan. Culligan Warmonger. Two in red, 3/2 haste. When it attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library, and you may reveal a dragon from among them. Put it in your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. A 3/2 hasty. I don't know what, like. Huh. Like, this wouldn't be part of red deck wins, because a 3-2 with haste for 3. The ability would have to be something like the something crop on crop crasher or something, which if you exert it, it stops somebody from blocking or something. I think that's what it does. Because the kind of depth deck with this would be in trying to. Yeah, I don't know. Like, this could be played. This could be played in a dragon deck of some sort. But then I'm thinking, like, I don't think it's gonna see like any standard or anything like that. Because unless the only thing I can think of is maybe there's a red deck wins that plays like a 4-drop dragon, and then you play this as your 3-2, like a 3-drop hasty creature to get your damage in, and then you just when you look at the top 6 and you're able to dig for your dragon, you may. So, yeah. Yeah, I could see this depending, like if you have, especially if they play like 2 or 3 dragons. But if even at 1 dragon, maybe if there's like a 4-drop dragon or something, it'd be interesting to see. I don't see it being bad, but red deck wins would have to play. They'd have to be playing a 4-drop dragon, or they'd have to be playing like I said. I could see it being played, but it would have to be a weird strategy. So we have the Jury Master of the Review. Legendary creature, red-black, 1/1. Whenever you sack a permanent, put a 1/1 counter on it. When it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. I don't know why this is not a payoff for red-black sack. What set is this in? I know it's got that symbol. Is it not? Is it historic? Is it explorer? I don't know. Yeah, I still don't know why. I know it's a legendary, but even as a 2 of or something, 3 of. Like, this just would be a great payoff. You just get you're gonna get a huge ass creature. But also, is Blood Artist been printed in? Blood Artist isn't Blood Artist also printed in Arena and not being used as a payoff? I don't know. Maybe it's not an Explorer. Maybe these cards aren't in Explorer. They're only in Historic. So, all right, let's check our rare. Nashi Moon Legacy. What's going on here? So we got, I can't remember, that's not Abzan, Jeskai, Sultai. Black, green, blue. So 3 mana, black, green, blue for a 3/4 legendary creature, Rat Shaman. Damn. I like the art. It's got, so Nashi Moon's Legacy. It's got like a, kind of like a spirit version of Tameo behind him. Interesting. Legendary creature, Rat Shaman. Menace Ward 1, so it's got some protection, and it's got evasion. Whenever Nashi Moon's Legacy attacks, exile up to 1 target legendary or rat card from your graveyard and copy it. You may cast the copy. You still pay its cost. A copy of a permanent spell becomes a token. Alright, so you can copy legendaries and rats and Sultai. This will definitely be a commander. This will be a fun commander. Rat Sultai. But also, it also hits legendaries, so... Huh. I like this card. I just don't know what it's gonna... I don't think it's gonna see much standard play. I don't know. I'd have to see what... I'd have to see the legendaries, how strong legendaries and rats are. I just don't know how many there are out there. It'd be fun to have a rat colony deck with this guy, because you could just constantly bring rat colonies back. All right, I like the card though. I think this could have a lot of power. This could be very powerful. Unfortunately, it's only on attack triggers. You may card from your graveyard and copy it. Exile up to 1 target legendary. You may cast the copy from your graveyard and copy it. You may cast the copy. So if this card goes away, you can still... No, I don't think so. Whenever it attacks, exile up to 1 target legendary or rat card from your graveyard and copy it. You may cast the copy. Okay, the card has to stay around. You still pay its cost. Copy of a permanent still becomes token. Becomes token. Yeah, it has to stay around. So, all right, let's go ahead and crack the next pack. So I like that card. I'm just got another bonded herd beast. I should have had 4 of those by now. I swear. I like that card. Then we got Core Halberd. I mean, it's just cheap. It has +1/+1 in vigilance. I think this could be playable somewhere. When I say like Pauper or something. Skittering Surveyor, just a worse Surveyor's Eye. Sort of the flying version. Chumping Kavu, we've seen that a couple times already. Feast of the Victorious Dead. I think that's should be a great payoff card for sack decks and death trigger decks. Then we got a uncommon wild card. We got a secondary rare. Awesome. Now, this doesn't say our first one, but it could be. It looks like he's got horns stuck in his head. Is that what it is? Yeah, it's got horns or something. Like he's pointing to him. He's like, oh my god. Arnie Metalbrow. Yeah, it looks like he's got like metal stuck in his head. 2 in a red for a 3/3. So 3/3 for 3. Legendary creature, human berserker. When a creature you control attacks, or a creature enters the battlefield under your control, attacking, you may pay 1 in a red. If you do, you may put a creature card with mana value less than that creature's mana value from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attack. Wow. Okay. Whenever a creature you control attacks, or a creature enters the battlefield under your control attacking, so this you can trigger multiple times. You may pay 1 in a red. If you do, you may put a creature card with mana value less than that creature's mana value. Okay, so you play him, right? So say you play him turn 3. The next turn, turn 4, you pay down a mana. You got 4 mana. You attack with him, and your other creatures, of course. You then have 4 mana open. You can, whenever a creature you control attacks, you can pay 1 in a red and put a creature with lesser. Put a creature card with mana value less than that creature's mana value from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. So yeah, you could. Yeah, you attack with him just whenever a creature. So he doesn't even have to attack. You could just start spitting out stuff from your hand of lesser mana value. Obviously, I think it's 2 mana, so it's cost reduction. So obviously, like the bigger the thing is, so like if you have a 4 mana, it's spitting out a 2 mana. It just lets you start spitting stuff out of your hand, I guess, and it also lets you to do it in combat. This would be an interesting commander one. This is definitely going to be interesting commander. But I don't know if red deck wants this. I think it could be useful in red deck, like in aggro red decks. But he doesn't have haste. When you play him turn 3 and you're attacking with stuff, but then you're not going to get a huge amount of value, because if you attack on turn 4, you could either play like a 4-drop that has haste, or like you could play a big guy. Maybe you just slot him in so that like later on you can start spitting stuff out of your hand as like extra at a cheaper cost. So you could start, like, you could spit a 3-drop, like, if you have it in your hand, you can start spitting stuff out, or you could spit it. It gives it haste. Oh, right, it gives it haste, basically, right? It puts it in tapped and attacking. So yeah, for 2 mana, tapped and attacking. Now it has to be of lesser value, but you could easily, like I said, if you put this in red deck wins, you could have up to the 4-drop. What's his name? The thing that gives red sources you control do +2 damage. So you could start throwing out 3-drops and 2-drops. 2-drops at 2 mana is not like an amazing value, but like I said, it basically gives them things that don't have haste. So you can start throwing out 2-drops and even smaller stuff that don't have haste. So it's basically you're paying either neutral value of same cost to give it haste, or you're paying an extra generic or something to basically give it haste. So I can see this. Of use. I can see this. I like this card. Obviously, commander. It has bogus, like amazing, and it doesn't go away. So it's not like sneak attack or something where it goes away. Like you got an 8-drop out there, you can spit out a 7-drop from your hand for 2 mana. And then you can spit out a 6-drop, and then you can spit out it like every single time one comes out and is tapped and attacking. If you do, you may put a creature card with mana. Whenever a creature you control attacks, or a creature ETBs under your control attacking. Yeah, so you could have like 4 creatures in your hand of mana values just going down the chain, and you could just go 2 mana, 2 mana, 2 mana, 2 mana. You could go like, you got an 8-drop, there's a 7, there's a 6, there's a 5, there's a 4. I know that's like perfect sequencing, but you know what I'm saying. Like you could just spit out like 2 or 3 things real easily. So Commander, yeah, it's going to be a great card. I think you could even see, even if it's like not a super fast deck, it could be even like a green, red, more of a, not a mid-range, but like a fast, but like bigger creature. Because you could get up to like 5 drops or something and start spitting out 5-drop, 4-drop, 3-drop, you know, something for cheaper cost. So yeah, I think this is going to see some play. I think this could be a good slot in for some decks. All right, in our rare, in our last pack is Captain Lannery Storm. Oh, this is a reprint, but it's also, yeah, this is from the Ixalan set, but it's also an alternate art version. I kind of like this. I like the border frame. It's really cool. See, this is not a lazy border frame. This is cool. But also it's like she got gold coins printed over. Yeah, she got gold coins printed over. She's a pirate that got gold coins printed over. Okay. And then, she got it's because she's got a dead Phyrexian creature underneath of her. She's like standing on it. Captain Lannery Storm, 2 in a red, legendary creature, human pirate. She's a 2/2. Haste. When Lannery Storm attacks, create a treasure token. Whenever you sack a treasure token, Captain Lannery Storm gets +1/+0 till end of turn. So, yeah, I don't think that's bad. Creating now a 2/2 for 2 with haste for 3. Not that great, but you get treasure token generation, so you get mana, and then also you can sack them. Whenever you sack them, she gets +1/+0 till end of turn. So if your deck has been creating treasure tokens up till now, or if you're also playing them with the hasty, I think it's a hasty, the 5-drop, the hasty 5-drop dragon. So it allows you to attack with her, create tokens along with the dragon or some other things that create tokens, and you sack them. If you have instant spell, like you have instant burn spells and stuff in your hand, then she gets a pump. And you can burn face or burn creatures or whatever. You can produce tons of mana. Yes, it'll go away if you don't use it right away, but you can produce it whenever you sack them. She gets a pump. So it's fire breathing, so she doesn't get defense. But yeah, not bad. I like it. I think this could also work very well because there's quite a few. There's a dwarf that produces treasure tokens. That there's a deck that likes that. It's a red-green deck that does that. There's like I said, the artifact dragon. There's a whole bunch of treasure token themed stuff. So, all right, that is our last one. I like that one. There's quite a few things in there I liked. So there was some cool stuff in there. I loved obviously we got our not the Vorniclux, the white one, the Cenobite. My brain. Damn it. I am so terrible with names. We got the White Praetor, the original one, the alternate art for her. So that was really cool. I've never had a copy of that, so there's no way to. Fuck. There's no way to. Damn it. I wanted it to show my recent cards, but it's already. Collect Mythic. Where's colors? Is colors not a thing? Oh, there it is. There she is. Elish Norn, Gran Cenobite. So, yeah, there's definitely some cool ones that we got. What the heck is this? Oh, Sword of the Legion. I was just looking at the symbol and I'm like, what is that? This is what we got. One of the other sets. What else did we get? Did we get anything else? No. Looking to see if we can see anything else that we got. Was there any other white ones? That's who is Nahiri. That picture was Nahiri. Yeah, I like that picture of Nahiri. She has a rounder face in that one. She looks kind of cute. But yeah, there was a lot of good stuff in there that I liked. So that was kind of cool. Obviously, we're filling out our set. We're getting a lot more commons and uncommon wild cards and stuff like that. We got 2 rare wild cards out of that and 1 mythic rare wild card. So we're getting closer now to... I haven't made the deck, even a partial deck yet, but we will here in a little bit. I can't... I was trying to go... I wanted to go back just to the deck list, but I don't think I can. I will eventually here in the future make a partial deck list to see what we got. But I got like the Storm, the Festivals, the Nykthos, Shrines to Nyx. I got all the I got most of the... I think I got all the commons and uncommons in there. But we're missing like some of the layer of the Hydras, some of the lands, and some of the rares. I'm missing mostly the artifact ones in the sideboard. So we'll probably be playing just a little bit more green-white mainly until we get there, and then we'll have that. I wanted to see uncommon rare. I thought I had this almost built. Let's see here real quick. Want to edit? Yeah. Go, go, go. How many cards do I not have? Oh, I guess I didn't have many. Conspicuous Snoop. Goblin Chieftain. Krenko Mob Boss. I guess I had a lot more. Yeah, I had a lot more than I thought. But I don't see this played at all anymore, and I think this was played in Historic. Yeah, I think this is played in Historic. But I don't play Historic that much anymore, so maybe it still is played in there. We'd have to see. So that'll probably be one. Like, that could be one that we finish out. Like, that's what I'm saying is rares, surprisingly, is what we need the most of. Yeah, lots of rares. What are all these ones? Are these all the non-format cards? What format are... I don't know what's... So... maybe we'll play some blue-white flyers once I get some of the uncommons in here. Check to see if there's... I saw some other rares that were... So I need rares. I need rares slots. I wish there was something I could do about that. Not much I can do about that, unfortunately. So, like, that's what the thing is going on the free-to-play. So, we'll build what we can, but we're getting close to it. I'll build the deck, see what we're missing, and slowly get to it. We'll try and get that one first, and then we'll maybe fix up Demur Rogues so we have, like, 3 decks going, and then I'll see what we can build after that and slowly work our way to that. I think I actually have... let's see. I have... Where's humans? I should have a mono-white humans deck. Where is it? Why is it not here? I'm missing my mono-white humans. I should have a standard. Instant... Oh, there we go. So... What is... Why? What is this doing? Luminarch? Did I not spell it right? Hold up. Why can't I just say all? I want all. There we go. Oh, was this because it was in standard? There we go. There we go. It was because the deck was set in standard, I guess. They were all set to standard. So I have a lot of humans here. Humans. This is humans. I had humans in standard. We can see what we. So I have some of the Skyclave apparitions. So there are some stuff. There is some stuff that we can build. I might be able to build the mono white humans that they have in that people are doing, or I might be able to also build. I'll have to look up the deck list, and we might be able to build the red white tokens with probably some changes. I'm not sure if I like the list that they currently have because it seems like they don't have a lot of payoffs. But it seems like people get up there. I don't know how. By turn 5, turn 6, they're not swinging in that much. Like they're like maybe it's just my green white deck has a good standing against it. But yeah, so I do have a decent amount of stuff here for white humans. So, all right. So yeah, we'll see what we got and see what we can build. So this was obviously like a standard deck. We'll deck contains card. Would you like to save? Why does it mean it has cards not in my collection? What are you talking about? How do... Let me see here. Sideboard? Oh, okay. Okay. I had the sideboard created without... That's why. Okay. Yep. Okay. That's the end. All right. I was just showing some of the things that we might do, some of the things that we have. So I have a lot of the white human stuff, the white weenie stuff. So we'll kind of build on that too. But that's after I finish up mono green Storm the Festival. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Let me see here what we got. Ooh, yeah, I'll probably. Yeah, I'll probably be done for the day, and I'll see you guys later. I'm probably going to go for a walk and do some other stuff. I will probably bring some more videos after that. I know to you guys don't know exactly when that is, but from what time it is, I'll be doing other stuff. But and I will see you guys if you want to. I will be streaming sometime a little bit later in the afternoon on Tuesday and during the week on Twitch if you want to catch me live. There's links to my Twitch on pretty much all my other videos that aren't Magic the Gathering. Otherwise, it is just the same spelling as my YouTube name. It is the Armchair Grump. No spaces between the words on Twitch. The Armchair Grump, no spaces between the words. And I'm usually between noon and midnight. If you want to know exactly when I'm going live, just because of health stuff and just the way it throws off my sleep and stuff. And sometimes like I'm ready to go live and then all of a sudden it flares up and causes me problems and then I'm like an hour behind or something. I'll text on Discord exactly when I'm going live. So if you there's a Discord link also on my Twitch. It's in my about section, or if I'm streaming, it's at the bottom. Just if you scroll down a little bit, it's at the bottom of the stream. Down there with my YouTube links. So Discord links and YouTube links in my about section. And you can find out when we're going live. You can also chat and hang out with us and find people to play video games. We do tons of multiplayer games together. I do play on PS4 only though, so that's the only place I can stream at the moment. So that's where we are. So if you want to play some Battlefront 2, if you want to play some Overwatch 2, if you want to play any of the games that I stream, any of the games that you see on YouTube, then yeah, come hang out. Otherwise, even if you just want to hang out and you don't want to play anything, if you just want to chat or whatever, yeah, just come over and hang out in the Discord. Also, if you want to look for someone to play Magic the Gathering with, if you want to look for someone to test things against, if you're looking to test against decks, I don't have a whole bunch of decks yet, but I'm slowly starting to get more. If you want to test against, test out your deck, then especially against certain metas, then I can help you out with that. Otherwise, if you just want someone to play random Magic with, if you're looking for someone to play Pauper or a format technically not on here, I'm down for that. So again, come hang in the Discord and give me your name or just tell me what you want to do, and we can get some friend requests going and stuff like that. And yeah, so yeah, I will see you guys later. You guys have a good one. Bye bye now.